Okay, good evening, everyone. So welcome to Think Academy's webinar. So today we're going to talk about the 2024 AMC 8, the analysis and planning, especially for the 5th grader to 8th grader. And my name is Jack, and please allow me to make a quick introduction on myself. So for some of you might know me. Yeah, I've been a teacher at Think Academy for a long time. And formerly, I led the professional competition program called Think Olympiad. And currently, I'm still a coach, coaching the hardest class at Think Academy. So over my 3 years of the career at Think Academy, I've been taught over more than 1,000 students across all the levels, from the school level to the regular level competition to the professional level competition. So I'm very experienced and know how the students study their study trend in all different levels. So for today's webinar, we're going to talk about three major topics. So first, we are going to analyze the 2024 AMC 8, the analysis and the trend of the materials. Then we're also going to predict the cutoff and also let you know how to check your score if you take the AMC 8 at Think Academy. And then we will also talk about the 2025 AMC 8 planning, and we also have the review lesson regarding the AMC 8. So if you want to plan to see how to study for next year's AMC test, it's a good information to get to know with. All right, so let's just first go to the main topic. What has been tested in the 2024 AMC 8? So here is a pie chart and also a regular chart to describe the topics. As you can see that we have the majority topics are about what? Geometry and the probability, right? So there are 12 such questions. They account for half of the total exam. And then for other topics with a lower frequency are calculation, word problem, counting, algebra, and number theory. Quite surprisingly there, there's only one question regarding the number theory. And we're going to make a comparison to what happened in the 2023 AMC 8. Let's put the pie chart together, and have a comparison between these 2 years AMC 8, and what do we find? Right, we can find that last year there were 6 questions in the geometry. This year there are also 6 questions. And last year there were 4 questions in the probability. This year there are 6. Right, so we can see that the probability and the geometry are still the top 2 topics in the AMC 8. And very surprisingly, in the past we always emphasize that there should be a lot of word problems, but this year there is a significant decrease in the word problems. See, last year there are 6, and this year 3. Where the number of the calculation problem had a surprising increase. But wait a second, does that indicate that the AMC 8 is no longer emphasizing on the word problems? The answer is surprisingly no. We're going to see why there. Seemingly yes. So the number of the word problem cut by half, but the fact is a little bit different. We will see. But anyway, we should remember the the probability and the geometry are always going to be the most important topics. So let's take a look. That's the analysis on the 2023 exam we see in the past year. Let's review. That's from the past year. We see what we have. We analyze that in the last year. In the exam, the test takers should have strong information extraction and analysis skills. They should have the flexible problem-solving strategies, right? Either by the official way or they can solve with the enumeration. Maybe it's even faster. So we not always use the the most official way, but you will choose the faster way, the most accurate way to solve with. And lastly, more middle school topics. Sorry, the typo there, I think it's topics, my bad, okay. But then let's see, comparing to last year, so do these trends still follow? Let's take a deeper look there. So here, first, we have the conclusion there, The conclusion is that we're going to use 3 words to summarize this year's exam: flexible, analytical, and also middle school. So why we say it's flexible? We will see that. So the first 12 questions in the exam are fairly easy there. And the medium level questions 13 to 20 are considered flexible. And you have a lot of ways to solve it. There's no definitely the best way, but you need to choose the method that's most comfortable to you. And as long as it's reasonable, right? You only have 40 minutes. And then analytical. We see that there's a huge decrease in the word problems, but indeed, see our conclusion. they get integrate with other modules, geometry, so with other modules. So also we have less pure word problems. Do not forget, the word problem can appear in other modules, and we count in other modules. So there are actually a lot of word problems, but integrate with other modules. That's the key. And then, like we mentioned, geometry, statistics, and accounting questions, which emphasize the graph analysis and the enumeration, have become the mainstream. So for next year preparation, be careful about geometry. Be careful about accountings. Very important. And similar to last year, middle school, actually this topic has been applied for more than 2 years. We see that in the recent version of the AMC 8, there are more and more prominent examination on middle school level knowledge points. So this will bring a disadvantage to the elementary school student, especially those 4th grader, 5th grader. If you do study the middle school topic in advance, you get an advantage. But instead, if you only study the elementary school materials, you might have some difficulty. So that's why we are going to mention later how can overcome this gap. Okay, and yeah, so middle school topics including the linear function, algebra expression, and the continued ratio. Overall, we will say that, okay, yeah, so MC8 is placing increasing emphasis on the testing thinking ability. What does this mean? You need to be flexible and have the ability to handle all different situations. Solving questions using pre-memorized templates are tend to fade. Okay, so yeah, so you see a previous question, you know the method, they memorize in your mind, but then are they gonna be directly applicable to this year's question? Not likely. You need to have very strong logicals. So that's why you need to study, if you're a student, okay? So I highly recommend you not only solve question, you need to know the principle behind. This will help you benefit in your future AMC journey. So now, yeah, let's try to analyze the topics very in detail there, okay? So trend 1 there, information extraction and analysis there. Like we mentioned, there are 6 questions in the counting, probability, and statistics. That's nearly 1/4 of the exam. So there are more questions in this category, and the approaches are very flexible. You know, right? If you're a test taker, you should realize that doing the counting questions is the most flexible thing. You have a lot of ways, right? So like complementary counting, direct counting, multiplication and addition, or even permutation combination. It just depends on which one you would prefer to use. So enumeration is required for 5 of them, which making them popular. Okay, and yeah, so although sometimes we may say, okay, yeah, enumeration is the lowest level of way of thinking, right? But yeah, sometimes it's surprisingly useful in the AMC 8. So that's why a preferred way is that you know a lot of ways and you choose the correct way during the exam. Again, enumeration is the simplest way, okay, yeah, or we can call it brute force, but sometimes it's quite useful for fast problem solving in the first 10 questions, okay, or first 15 questions. So this is going to be my suggestion there, okay? You need to have a very strong analytical skills. And then the second one, flexible problem solving there. See, here we have picked the 4 problems there, okay, 4 problems. So we do see that the flexibility comes from, see, a combination between calculation word problem, a combination between geometry and word problem, and find the shortest distance through the solved graph. So we see that the frequency of word problem has decreased to 12%, but other modules like counting, probability, statistics, geometry, and number operation integrate word problem. See, this question is not a pure word question, but this is going to be a calculation and prediction. Okay, yeah, sorry. This is just a calculation question, but integrates with the word problems. So it greatly tests the students' analytical skills. And also, they need to be good at interpreting the graph, especially for question 14. Is this like a formal mathematical question? No. You actually look at the graph and find out how to find the shortest distance. So just for question 14, this is extremely easy, okay, if you find the correct way, right? If you want to solve it, you just go from A all the way to Z, and for each block, which route will count for the least amount of the distance, right? So yeah, so it tests your analytical skills, okay, not purely mathematical, very important. But then you also need to know how to analyze the graph. If you don't know how to interpret graph, it will be a big trouble. For example, question number 6. Isn't question number 6 easy enough? Right, question number 6, okay, yeah, that's going to be a simple level question, but then you need to see what is the knowledge point testing behind. A lot, okay? You need to know how to find out the circle circumference. You need to know how to find out the length of the triangle size by using triangle inequality, etc. Right, and then make a comparison or even some estimation skills. So that's why, okay, yeah, familiar with graph is very important. And this is the second topic. Third one, middle school, okay, middle school oriented. And we can see these examples, question 7 and question 23. They both test you the knowledge regarding the coordinate system. And this is, of course, going to be a middle school topic, right? Linear function. And also, question 9 tests you about the continued ratio. So if you know the middle school knowledge, so we can see you can solve the question more efficiently if you know the middle school topics, which is not covered in the elementary school math competition. Yes, so if you know more about elementary school math competition topics, this is definitely an advantage, but this does not guarantee the efficiency. So rather than that, if you have broader knowledge level, you can solve question more quickly. Why don't you do that, right? So study advanced is very important. Take a deeper look on this question there, okay? So this is question number 23, a harder question. What kind of knowledge point it tells you? Slope, right? This is a line, and we need to know what is that slope. And in general, this is studied in grade 8 at school by Think Academy. We do it in the grade 6 in the pre-algebra class, and you want to find out the patterns. So this question, okay, if you know how to summarize the pattern of the figures, yes, you can solve with the elementary school methods. But then if you know the middle school method, this can make the solution simpler and more rigorous. This example is also, okay, in particular, the person write this question makes a pitfall there. This question, give you example, but the example is different from what is the question is asking. So which requires student to identify correctly. Yeah, we do see that, okay, yeah. So here in the example, we have the slope is equal to -2. But in the question there, the slope is not -2, right? If you interpret it incorrectly, you will be in trouble. Okay, yeah, so that's why, okay, that's account for a hard question. You both need middle school knowledge and also excellent ability to interpret the question. So let's go a little bit broader there. Okay, yeah, what about the middle schoolized trend there, right? So we actually count there. In 2024, 20% of question has the ultimate solution of using the middle school knowledge. Again, you can use the elementary school way, but it's slow, it's inefficient, okay? This question can be solved using the middle school level knowledge. And then this can easily help us to conclude that middle school knowledge points are important for scoring high in the exams, as they not only appear in the middle school level, mid-level questions, but also the hard problems. See, a breakdown here. In the medium level question 11 to 20, there are 2 of them. But then in the last 5 questions, there are 3 of them. So yeah, obviously this question will be friendly. This test will be friendly to those who studied the grade 7 or grade 8 knowledge in advance. Very important. Okay, so right, if you find your lack of the knowledge point or your problem solving is slow, get some middle school knowledge. You will get faster, definitely. Okay. Yeah. So then we can make a summary there, okay? So for recent years, yeah, so the content is more inclined to grade 7 and grade 8. And algebraic thinking is the key of the problem solving. Again, algebra, middle school material. And regarding difficulty, how do you think so? Okay, yeah, if you took the exam, I most likely believe that you think the exam is fairly easy. That's true there, okay? First 12 questions easy. Many people tend to get at least achievement roll if they are in like 6th grade or below. And the questions 13 to 20, medium level questions, emphasize on the analytical and flexible application skills, and hard questions focus on geometry and include comprehensive applications across the modules. 3 words to summary there, okay? Analytical, flexible, and advanced. It's not difficult, but you need to study in advance and be prepared. This year, the test is friendly to those people who prepare. Last year is hard, okay, but this year, no. So that's why we predict the cutoff, okay? So we predict it's going to make a tie to the record high of the cutoff, which happened in 2014 and 2019. Yeah, in 2014 and 2019, the cutoff were 2319, and we predict that this will happen again because of ENIS. How do we make the prediction? Here is a test data from the Think Academy test location, okay, based on the cutoff prediction and unofficial scores. We get unofficial scores with a surprisingly 22 perfect score. Wow, that's unbelievable. In the past year, there are only like 4 to 5, but this year we have 22, right? See, people are prepared and the test is not that hard, okay? And yeah, we have 68 DHR and 166 HR, and 408 AR. That's a lot, okay? Yeah, I think in the total of like 800 plus people took the test, and average is 14.48. So that's really high. And yeah, so it requires your high accuracy to get award this year. Okay, yeah, so then after analyzing the test itself, let's try to make a year-round planning of the 2025 AMC8. See what grade you are and what you can do at this stage. I'm having different subcategories. Okay, so to prepare for the exam, regardless of grade, okay, so you need to do the following 3 reflections. Reflect on the questions, right? Check the questions, which one you answer correctly, which one you answer incorrectly, and correct the mistakes and collect the challenging problems. So collect the challenging problems in a notebook and review. It's very important for you. It's very efficient for your future progress there. And reflect on the exam strategies. If you listen to our webinar before the exam, we encourage every student to develop your individual exam strategies. So did you do your best in the time allocation, right? So if you stuck on a simple question, did you try to skip it? That's very important, okay? Yeah, you have only 40 minutes, and this is a lower level competition. So time is the most critical factor. So did you do the best on this part? And lastly, reflect on your study plans, right? So ask the child, did they comprehensively study the knowledge point? Did they get familiar to all the problem-solving strategies? And finally, did they spend enough time practicing to improve the proficiency? It's only 40 minutes. If you don't practice, even if you're a genius, you won't be able to get a high score because it takes some time. Okay, so to get proficiency, yeah. So make sure if you did not do well due to lack of exercise, make a practice on at least 10 mock exams. You will do better, definitely. Okay, so this will be the post-exam reflection there. And then for next year, try to set up your learning goal. You have the knowledge base. You need to have the knowledge base, right? So if you don't know the knowledge point, then it's no use. You can only guess on the question. So study the certain knowledge point in different topics based on your child's advantage and weakness. Problem-solving strategies. You need to see, okay, yeah, there will be different ways to solve a question. Do you have the conventional way to solve it and the special one that can reduce the time of solving them? This will require the systematic guidance from the teachers. Usually the teachers know better on this part, okay? I can say, okay, some teachers may even work slower than students because they don't take the math competition, but teachers definitely can give you more strategies and ideas, okay, to help you to solve question more efficiently. And lastly, the exam strategies. It's crucial for each student to develop their own exam strategies. So this is a time-limited exam, so you need to allocate reasonable amount of time in different category. For example, if you are a beginner, you spend more time on easy question. But if you are very mature competition contestant, you spend most time solving the harder questions and assuming that you can solve the easy question correctly in 10 minutes. Okay, like first 15 questions in 10 minutes, people can do that. Okay. All right, so this will be the learning goal. And then, my bad, okay, oh, sorry, this is not Q&A, okay, this is wrong slide. Okay, something is wrong here, my bad. Oh yeah, my bad, yeah, so please ignore previous slide, okay? Yeah, but here, just to make sure that, yeah, so we do have the exam explanation class and live planning. So you can join our Sync online live class there, okay? So we do have the classes to help you to review the exam and give you the exam strategies. They are both online and in person, so you can scan them. It's very cheap there, okay? Yeah, so I think $1 for the online session and $5 for the in person. So if you want to register a child for this a trial class to have some review on this year's AMC8, go ahead and scan the code and register them. And we have multiple time options. The online class will just be this weekend. All right, I'm going to pause a little bit there, okay? But then I'm going to tell you, yes, how to make a long-term plan. Okay, so yeah, hope you have scanned the code. Okay, yes. If you missed it, I'm gonna show it again at the end. Okay, so but yeah, so it's very important for a child to review the exam and set up the strategy. So then, okay, yeah, so let's give the year-round competition planning there. Okay, this is applicable to any grade. Okay, but later I'm also going to break down the different scenarios. So in general, in the spring, okay, yeah. So you will have to, so the best way to join the long-term competition pathway and study the middle school knowledge. Remember, I mentioned there, okay, if you don't know the middle school knowledge, you won't get well in the AMC8, okay. This year, they more and more tend to study there, okay. And in the summer, you can continue to study about the knowledge point, but then you can take the shorter module class based on your need, right? For example, if you are not good at number theory, go ahead and take some 4 lessons, okay? Only 4 or 5 lessons to improve your number theory skills. The 4 will be the sprinting round. So long-term class is required, okay? Yeah, so you have to continue to study the knowledge point and make it more and more mature in the math. But then in the 4th semester, we do offer the short-term sprinting class to conquer the problems and boost the scores. We tackle the hardest question. And then in the spring next year, you take the 2025 AMC8, get awarded, and plan for the next year. So to summarize, the ability is a key. The most important thing here is the long-term study. And the most important thing for your study will be the long-term planning and to improve overall ability. So there's no way to cram the exam in all of the AMC series exam. Not only AMC8, okay, but also in the AMC10. So here are some pathways you can refer to, okay? The first one is actually very rare. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but that's called the professional competition pathway. So this is the most rigorous program at Think Academy. If you do join there, you're going to take a very serious math. You spend a lot of time and get top award. For example, you can see in the 2023 MC10, we do have people get perfect score or distinguished honor roll. Yeah, but this is very rigorous. You can see as early as 6th grade, people start doing the math competition. If you your child is like in this category, feel free to contact with us. I'm going to give you the contact information, okay, later. So you can talk with our advisor, see if your child will qualify for the most prestigious program at Think Academy. But in the future, yeah, they are going to go for like AME and finally, national level mathematics Olympiad. Okay, that's very difficult. But more generally, okay, yeah, I'm going to emphasize on the amateur math competition pathway. This is going to be suitable for more students, okay, more students. Yeah, because yeah, they are going to take MC8, MC10, and MC12 gradually. Okay, yeah, this will be a more reasonable pathway. They don't need to spend tons of time in the math competition, but just want to gradually get improved. Okay, yeah, so that's why. Okay, yeah, so professional competition is very time consuming and all the students can try interesting and deeper math, which is called the amateur competition. So let's see, okay, whether the following information would fit your child's situation there, okay? So here, if your child now is in the grade 5 there, okay, the grade 5, how can they study? So we will assume, okay, if your child do not have any competition experience, they are in the grade 5 now, what should they do? The first thing, study the 6th grade math. Get 1 year ahead. That's not something going to be difficult there, okay? So in grade 5 spring, study grade 6 material. Then the pre-algebra, right? That's a very famous like subject, everyone know. Pre-algebra is actually grade 7 and grade 8 math. So in the 6th grade, your child go ahead and study the pre-algebra. So they can cover all the knowledge points required for the AMC8. So then they can do well in next year's AMC8 and gradually make a transition to the AMC10. But at the point when they finish the study, they're not mature enough, right? So they need to get further training in the Algebra 1 stage. But then, yeah, they are going to be ready for the AMC8. And eventually, 2 years later, they are going to be ready for the honor roll for the AMC8. Meanwhile, the Algebra 1 and geometry will be the AMC10 topic. While they are trying to conclude the MC8, they start studying the MC10. And then finally, after studying the Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2, they will be ready for getting their final goal, okay, MC10. I will tell you, okay, many of you know that MC8 is a warm-up competition, right? Not formal, but MC10 is a formal competition. And the students will achieve for the AME qualification to enhance their college application, okay? Yeah. So that will be the total pathway. Again, this is applicable for students 5th grade without math competition training. If you have experience, you can go faster. Okay, you can go faster. You can get qualified in the AME as early as in the 8th grade. Right, so this will be one possible pathway there. Okay, and yeah, so you can take a look at Think Academy class there. So this is very condensed, okay, but we have break down all the questions and write and enumerate their topics there, okay? You can take a screenshot or we are going to share the recording afterwards. Yeah, but now, see, we have pre-algebra class cover all the knowledge to achieve for the AMC 8, the honor roll there, okay? You can see, right? RPA means roll to pre-algebra there, the 6th grade material. And pre-algebra means the just the pre-algebra there. You can see most of the question can be covered by pre-algebra. Meanwhile, the harder questions, some of them, okay, are included in the algebra 1. Yeah, but majority you can study in the pre-algebra class. Let's take a deeper look, okay? So here are the AMC 8 real questions and compare with the pre-algebra honors class at Think Academy. See, this question is about the ratio, right? Continued ratio. That's testing question number 9 this year. And see, in the pre-algebra honors, okay, this question, yeah, we also have the continued ratio question. We solve the equation and make the solution. Okay, so that's one example. More example, I prepared 5 examples for you there. And also, place value. Okay, place value to find unknown values. See, in this question, right, it's the place value question. We find unknowns, and it says you want to distinct the digits. And then in the pre-algebra honors class, we also use equation-like expression to solve for the unknowns. More idea. Okay, so coordinate system, right? You know that coordinate system is a middle school topic. So yeah, in the pre-algebra honors, yeah, we try to find an area of triangle with a coordinate system. And do you see that this question is even harder than the one you solve in the AMC 8? In the AMC 8, you already know the base and you calculate height. That's it. You finish, right? Here it's a little bit irregular. You get more rigorous training at Think Academy. And when you see the AMC 8 question, you will only find it's so simple. Okay. Yeah, this triangle you need to solve using the Pythagorean theorem or cutting and adding the areas. Yeah, this is harder. Okay, endless area, right? This is a traditional topic in the circle area calculation. This is tested in the question 18. So see, in the, again, pre-algebra, yeah, we learned how to solve the endless area. So if you get prepared, you are done with this question. Linear equation, okay, linear equation. So in the pre-algebra lesson, yeah, so this is again question number 23 we mentioned earlier. So see, in the pre-algebra for lesson 7, we also have a linear equation. And in particular, we do have the question that asks you that the line pass through the polygon like this way. And it's a question regarding the grids, very similar to the one that's presented in the AMC 8. So again, yeah, so if you have experience on that, I think you see that you will remember what you have learned in the class. Yeah, so this is the overall introduction there, okay? So here I'm going to show you the syllabus for the pre-algebra class at Think Academy. So it's everything about middle school material, so including linear function and plane solid geometry, probability counting, and the topics that are challenging area in both AMC8 and the middle school curriculum. Just to clarify, okay, you study on the pre-algebra honors. It's not only a competition class. This also helps you easily get an A at the school exam. So it's very useful, yeah, both at school and the competition. All right, so then let's take a look, okay? Yeah, so another case, what about your child already have the competition experience? And this point, okay, they can achieve their goal even faster. Why? Because in the grade 5 screen, they already have some competition experience, then they can do the pre-algebra right away. We have either pre-algebra class or we have the bridge to algebra 1 class. And here, BTA means bridge to algebra 1 there, okay? So it applies to the student who want to go through the pre-algebra in single semester. But the pre-algebra is a year 1 class. So earlier, the syllabus I showed you is 1/3 of curriculum, okay, only for spring. Yeah, but if you want to go through everything in the pre-algebra, we have a class called Bridge to Algebra 1. So you can study everything and review in the pre-algebra. So overall speaking, you can finish the pre-algebra in the grade 5 spring and then start algebra 1 as early as in 6th grade. You know, that's very fast like progress, okay, yeah, because most students do the algebra 1 as early as in 7th grade. But yeah, I think Academy, they can do it in 6th grade. The purpose is that you can get honor roll during the algebra 1. And meanwhile, you prepare for the AMC 10 by studying the algebra 1 and the geometry. So this means in the grade 7, you can take the AMC 10 maybe you're not prepared, but you are already in a good progress. And then in the grade 8, you do the algebra 2 and the AMC 10 camp. Okay, yeah. So you can comprehensively review for the AMC 10 and eventually become a AME qualifier as early as in the grade 8. Oh, that's really prestigious. Okay, AME qualifier usually gonna be the high school student, but yeah, at Think Academy, our pathway is ready for you to help you get the AME qualification in the grade 8. But you might think, okay, what about I did bad in the exam? I don't get qualified in AMC 8. No worries. You have 4 opportunities. I don't believe anyone, okay, if you finish study, you can qualify for AME in 4 try. That's impossible. So yeah, if you study fast, you have many opportunities for you to get AME qualified and eventually get a good shape in your college application. Again, the pathway we designed for you is all for the AMC 10, okay, in the future, yeah, because AMC 10, the formal competition, you will get, you'll be recognized by the college and be in a good shape in the college application. Okay, so with that, yes, so yeah, here is actually the same graph, but I want to emphasize that. Why? Algebra 1 topics here, so will be covered, okay, so after pre-algebra, and you can see for the last 7 questions in this year's AMC 8, a lot of them are included in the pre-algebra. How many? 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 questions about the algebra 1. Yeah, so that's why algebra 1 is going to help you to cover all the hard points in the AMC 8. Okay, so yeah, so this is the introduction about how to go with a different pathway, and we can take a look at the long-term competition plan. And in general, unless you go professional, you're going to go for the AME there, right? So that's why, okay, yeah. So you first need to do well in AME, yeah. But AMC 8, sorry, you are first going to do well in the AMC 8, but AMC 8 is not going to affect your AMC 10 score there, okay? So, but you will use the AMC 8 to build a solid foundation, and then you are likely to do well in the AMC 10. Here, the numbers indicate the difficulty level in a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, AMC 8 is easy. AMC 10, 12, still compared with the super difficult national level competition, it's still easy there, okay? But yeah, so easy to medium. So yeah, so that's why doing AMC 8 well, although this will not give you any advantage in the AMC 10, you are going to have good experience. In the future, you will have a better preparation compared with those who never take AMC 8, but directly take AMC 10. That's why it's very important, right? So then for most students, if you go to AME, that's a good achievement and enough for your college application. So here, yeah, we can also take a look at the, sorry, yeah, there's some like Chinese part, I apologize, okay. But yeah, so I'm also briefly going to tell you, so if you go with the AMC 10, what are you going to do? To qualify for AME, the student will have to get at least 15 correct from the first 20 questions. And for the past 10 years, algebra plus geometry questions, topics learned in the middle school, in the school, accounts for 66%. So that's why try to study the pre-algebra as fast as possible. Then you go with algebra 1, geometry, you already grabbed 2/3 of AMC 10, right? So if you have 2/3 knowledge from the AMC 10, it won't be hard for you to achieve for the I mean, if you get 2/3 of knowledge, it doesn't guarantee you get awarded, but you are very close to get awarded, right? So that's why study early, study fast, and this will help you to get more flexibility in the competition. And also, yeah, so this is very detailed, okay, but it's in Chinese, we did not translate, sorry about that, but here, it's just gonna be summary there. The first 9 questions in the past 10 exams, algebra accounts for 66%. This again emphasizes that if you do pre-algebra, you're ready for the algebra 1, right? And then if you do algebra 1, you are first going to do well in the first 10 questions. You know, earlier question get easier. So if you can answer earlier question easier, there will be a foundation to get eventually awarded. So that's why algebra is crucial to get easy points. But only knowing the algebra is not enough for you to get awarded. So next, geometry, right? So for the first 10 to 20 questions, the geometry accounts for 50%. So intermediate level geometry problems are crucial for getting awarded. That's like a final goal. But how to study geometry? Again, you need to have solid foundation from the pre-algebra. You do well in the AMC 8, and in the future, you can do high school level geometry to cover the AMC 10 topics. So start early, start often, and study fast. Again, it's going to help you to do well for a future competition. Remember, look further there, okay? Yeah, AMC 8 is just beginning. you do AMC8, you prepare for the AMC10 for long-term competition plan. Okay, and then, sorry, okay, I'm trying to mute someone, okay, yeah, so because, yeah, there's some noise there, okay? So then, okay, yeah, so if you are already higher grade, okay, like for 7th to 8th grader, who are already studying Algebra 1, in this case there, okay, yeah, you already graduated from the AMC8. You can continue to study, but AMC8 only tests you pre-algebra. It's time for you to prepare for the AMC10, just in case there. And if that's the case, yeah, so you would better get a good shape in the Algebra 1. In Think Academy curriculum, Algebra 1 is year-round, and the spring is the final semester of Algebra 1. So get training and able to solve the AMC 10 algebra question before question number 15. And then spend 2 semesters in the summer and fall to study the geometry comprehensively, not at school level, but at competition level. With that, you know Algebra 1 and geometry, you will be ready for get 80 plus in the AMC 10. That's a good shape, but not enough for you to get awarded, right? To get awarded for last year, you need 100 points or even more, okay? 100 points or even more. So then you will spend 1 semester to study the Algebra 2. And then finally, we provide you a comprehensive camp to help you to go through everything regarding algebra, geometry, number theory, and the probability and the counting. So everything in the summer and fall. And eventually, next year in the November, okay, next year in the November, if now you are in 7th or 8th grade in the Algebra 1, next year in the November, you'll have a chance to get awarded for the AME qualification. See, this is a summary there, okay? Yeah, so grade 7, we do Algebra 1, grade 8, do summer and fall, geometry, and spring in Algebra 2. Then you're going to get awarded in the 9th grade as an AME qualification. So this is syllabus for Algebra 1C, okay? Yeah, so this will go a little bit further, but then see, for the last 5 lessons, we do have the tackle for AMC10 AR. We review and enhance your skills, close the gap between the school level to the competition level. And then you will be ready to answer the first 15 algebra question in the AMC10. Okay, yeah, that's why in the future planning, in the Algebra 1 stage, be ready for the AMC10 study. So here, yeah, actually I finished my presentation there, okay? Yeah, so this is a summary regarding what we have talked about today. So pre-algebra is a core class for the AMC8 awards. So if you did not study pre-algebra, it's crucial. If you didn't study pre-algebra, you won't do well in the AMC8. But then you finish the knowledge point, but you need to get advanced in the Algebra 1. So in the Algebra 1, you make yourself strong in AMC8, but while start preparing for the AMC10 and get awarded in AMC8. Then, after studying Algebra 1 and the geometry, you can tackle the AMC8 for the first time and with a goal of getting 80 plus. Finally, the last year, you study Algebra 2 and get comprehensively trained in the AMC10 level, and you will get through the AME qualification. So this is okay, how we start from the AMC8 and gradually make you a AME qualifier, make you amateur competition contestant, and eventually make you good shape in the college application. So yeah, so this will be all for today's webinar there, okay? Yeah, so I hope you have learned again what happened in this year's AMC8 and how to prepare for the AMC, further AMC in the future, okay? So thank you so much here. So we can host a Q&A, but do not forget, we do have the online and in-person review class and analysis, both online and in Think Academy Cupertino, so you can scan them to attend with. And also, if you do take the exam at Think Academy location anywhere, okay, yeah, like the Washington State, California, or even New York, you can scan this QR code and add the WhatsApp to ask for your unofficial score there, okay? So now let me see, okay, if you have any questions. We don't have too many people, but if you have any questions, feel free to unmute you, okay? Yeah, you can unmute yourself, or you can type a question in the chat box. So I'm going to answer them there, okay? See if any questions regarding this year's AMC8 or long-term planning I can help with. Anyway, if you have any questions, please type in chat box. Let's take a look. Or yeah, feel free to scan the code there, okay? Yeah, so check your score, attend the review class. So any questions I can help with? Okay, apparently we do not have any questions here. So, but if you have questions, contact us anytime through the WhatsApp there. Okay. So thanks so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you in future online or in-person activities. Bye bye. Good night.